Hey guys, how's it going? It's Friday, and we've had a pretty good week, huh? As Battlefield fans, had a ton of information, a ton of eye candy to watch. We know a lot more about the game we love than we did just a week ago. If you're like me, I'm almost getting to the point where I'm consuming as much of it as I can, trying to absorb it, digest it, make sense of it, and garner an opinion. But the problem is I'm starting to get a little worried that I'm going to know too much about this game by the time it releases, and that newness kind of factor is not going to be there. But you're not going to stop me from watching it. I can't really help myself, and we're less than, 6 weeks, 5 weeks out, and the beta is going to open, so it's coming fast, guys. It's not going to come quick enough for a lot of us, I know, but it is coming quick. October will be here, and then right around the corner will be released. So today I want to talk about one of my most important topics, and, obviously we knew quite a bit about Battlefield 4. I had heard from guys in the alpha test that the gunplay was strong. It was good. It was like Battlefield 3, so I was okay with that. We knew the Frostbite engine was capable of a lot. We knew that DICE would produce some beautiful settings and things like this. So I was okay kind of with the core game. I wanted to see it, obviously, and know more about it. But one of the things, I've beaten this drum quite a bit, and one of the things I've talked about a lot is game modes. And I really felt that Battlefield 3 dropped the ball with game modes, and I felt like if it had more game modes, more diversity in that aspect, the game would have had a much larger lifespan. It would have more longevity for players like me that just kind of want to switch it up and play differently a little bit. And by them kind of sticking to their guns so much and only basically sticking with Conquest and Rush for so long now, it's really kind of, I felt, stagnated the game a little bit. Thankfully they did put Team Deathmatch in. I know some people don't really care for Team Deathmatch, but I definitely think it has a place in the game as a place to practice and things like that. So, I love Rush. Rush is probably my main game mode. Conquest is always going to have a place for me because it's just classic Battlefield. It's what I think about when I think of Battlefield. And, I've learned to love Squad Rush, so there's some variety there, but I just felt like there was so much more potential for cool game modes in the game that I'm very encouraged to see them introducing some new ones. Now, yeah, sure, they did the superiority, the tank superiority, air superiority. I thought I didn't care for those. Conquest Domination was nothing really new. And, of course, capture the flag. I've never been a big capture the flag guy. I don't have any problems with the game mode. I just feel like it's a very coordinated game mode. And unless you have the team set up to do that kind of coordinated, teamwork, it's not going to work. It's not a very good pub game mode. So I felt like Battlefield 3 was lacking in the game mode department. And especially when some of the game modes in Battlefield 3 weren't even supported. We know Squad Deathmatch was basically broken from launch, and they never bothered to fix it. Kind of infuriates me, because I do actually quite enjoy Squad Deathmatch with the right group of people and without the vehicles. But, so what we obviously here know about is I'm going to talk about 4 game modes today. 2 we know about, 2 have been confirmed, and 2 we don't know as much about, but I expect to see some news on relatively soon. So the first one's obviously Obliteration. We've seen that with Paracel Storm in the live stream. If you haven't gotten, if you haven't been paying close attention or you haven't gotten to see the live stream, see it in action, I'm just going to run down it quick for you. 2 teams. Now, I interpret it to be 64-man plus commander. That could change. I could be wrong, or that could change, but it's going to be large scale. It's going to be 3 objectives on each team that you will have to defend. Obviously the enemy team's objectives are your goal to destroy them. They act very similar to MCOMs in Rush, but they're not linear, at least from what we've seen on Paracel Storm. And in order to destroy these objectives, you need, first, your primary objective is a bomb. Now, this bomb drops, as I'm told, randomly, at random times in the center of the map. Now, in Paracel Storm, it's a chain of islands. It drops on the middle island. The middle island is the biggest island, so it just gives it some variety on where it can actually spawn. And as you can imagine, as soon as that bomb spawns, all attention is then focused on that because, primary objective A is to get that bomb. If you don't get that bomb, you've got to stop that bomb. If you do get the bomb, you have to defend it, and then therefore escort it to the enemy's objective that's probably closest to you, or maybe strategically you want to take another one out first, whatever, that's up to your team. Once you get there, again, it functions mechanically a lot like an MCOM, the guy with the bomb. Now, you cannot drop the bomb as right now. It's been confirmed. Once you pick that bomb up, you've got it or you die. So that's kind of interesting. So don't grab that bomb unless you're serious. Once you get to the MCOM, actually looks like an MCOM basically. You go in, you interface with it just as we do with MCOMs. And basically, my one gripe was that the timer between arming and that bomb going off was very short. And unless you were defending from a very close proximity, which I think you would have defended it before it got armed and died, you're going to have a really hard time defusing. Now, I'd probably like to see that pushed out a little bit to Rush MCOM timers, but, they might have made that decision based on design, trying to shorten the matches a little bit. Maybe they don't want them to be disarmed that much, because I think most of the fighting is going to be over A, gaining control of the bomb, and then escorting that bomb to the enemy's location. And I think maybe DICE feels that once you've gotten it there, and you've armed it, you've earned it, and let's move on to the next objective. And let's try to keep these game modes relatively short. And that's what we've kind of heard as far as mentioned, that these are hoping to be like 15-minute game modes, something like that, which, you know, I'm kind of, as a YouTuber, I'm all for. I love my tooth and nail, inch by inch rush game modes and matches that I love to play those, but they're hard to share with you guys. And as everything seems to move into the bite-sized media and consumable media realm, it's no stranger that our games are going to go that way too. People's attention spans just are not there. It seems awesome. This seems like it's kind of going to be their flagship game mode for Battlefield 4, of the newer ones, I should say. Right up there, rivaling with Conquest and Rush. I'm excited to try it. Looks chaotic, looks crazy. I'm told there is an infantry mode, infantry-only mode, which would be kind of interesting, but it might, you know, I'm an infantry guy, but even I'm going to go on record saying it might be boring as just infantry only. But definitely excited to try this one out and learn more about it. Looks like it's going to need some coordination, and I know I have a group of friends that has that, so I'm looking to really test ourselves on that game mode. Now, another game mode we learned about through this Gamescom is Defuse. And the easiest way for me to explain this to you guys is it's search and destroy. Basically, you have the one life that we all know. You die, you sit out, and you watch the rest of the match. I'm assuming there's going to be some kind of spectate mode where you can watch your teammates. Basically, again, I'm just going to go from search and destroy. There's a bomb. You can win through arming or destroying the bomb, or eliminating the other team. I have never really taken to search and destroy. It's going to be a smaller game mode. I envision it 5v5. Obviously, that seems to be where they're going for competitive. This is clearly a competitive game mode, something to, you know, work towards that. You know, they're going to have this, and they're going to have another mode I'm going to talk about in a minute. On the smaller scale, I'm hoping they're going to have squad rush as well. But basically, I've never really taken to a search and destroy type. I'm a little too ADD. I like to be crazy. So any game mode that you die and you sit out, it kind of drives me nuts. I kind of get antsy, but I do appreciate the game mode, and I enjoy watching it. And that's half the goal here. Is obviously they're trying to build a mode that people are going to watch, i.e., that's competitive. It's spectator sport, in essence. So I welcome this. A lot of people love this and wanted this. I will play this with my friends. Clearly, this is not a pub game mode. This is when you go in as a team, you take on other teams. Be interesting. Definitely going to try this out. A lot of strategy, a lot of tactics, a lot of clutch moments. Nothing better than having the rest of your team, you know, they're watching you. Try to clutch that three-piece out and you know, save the bomb, that kind of stuff. Epic first-person shooter moments. We all know it from Counter-Strike and Call of Duty, obviously. Now, we also have heard a little bit about Domination. Now, I had heard that it's going to be 10v10. It's going to be 3-flag system. Object of the game is to eliminate your team's tickets. Classic Domination that we all know from Call of Duty and other games, and as we know from Close Quarters in Battlefield 3. I haven't been able to confirm any of that information, but I would assume it's going to be on a smaller scale. Maybe, hopefully, the maps could be designed for it, tighter. You know, just as if you play like TDM on a regular map, it's a smaller map. Otherwise, what's the point? Because it's just going to be like Conquest in these things. I would imagine that Domination isn't going to have vehicles of any kind. It's going to be infantry. Again, I think this is going to be, you know, some people are going to call, oh, they're making it COD, and, you know, these things. But I think it's more, they're shifting some of the focus towards competitive. It's clear that while they might not be focusing competitive, they're trying to make Battlefield 4 accessible to competitive and put the tools there for competitive to at least be birthed and start. And I'm excited by that. And now there is one other game mode that's kind of been floating around out there. It's called the Elimination. Now, there's no information officially that I can see, but there's some rumors floating around towards an elimination game, which is, in essence, as I understand it, as I've read, again, total speculative. It is basically TDM, where the goal is to kill the other team, and once they are dead, they're done. Look at the title of the game mode. So it's kind of like team deathmatch, one life. And it would be interesting. You know, it sounds very simple. It sounds like, well, that's dumb. It would be a slow-paced TDM. I don't know. But we've seen this. I guess they got some of this information from the game files. Yet to be confirmed. Maybe they're keeping this in their pocket to announce at a later date. Or maybe it's just not going to be in there. Who knows? Obviously, they're playtesting this stuff. Maybe some stuff just isn't fun. So there's 4 game modes. 2 confirmed. 1 I've heard more about. And then the 4th is just completely speculative. I am very excited to try these game modes. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Which one? I mean, are you excited to try Obliteration? Would you be a search and destroy guy? I know some people seem to love it. Some people aren't so crazy about it. Let me know. Like always, guys, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate all those likes and shares. And if you're new around here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I'd really love to see you stick around. Take care, guys. Have a great weekend.